Moving right along, let's go ahead and get PLCSIM installed on our computers as well. That's kind of a separate piece that's not quite fully integrated with TIA Portal, but TIA Portal can tap into this and control it. So it's standalone, but at the same time, it really is integrated as well. So let's jump into that. That's our simulator. That's what's going to allow you to run programs on your computer without having a physical PLC. So here we go. We've got this folder on our desktop, which is number 2. That's our S7 PLCSIM V15. And as before, we're going to right-click on our application file here, and we're going to run as administrator. Is that completely necessary? Not always, but better safe than sorry. Let's go ahead and hit next, pick our language, hit next, leave our default temporary folder, hit next, and here goes the extraction, which of course I'm going to bypass and skip ahead on. And here we go. Now we've got our Siemens splash screen up, and that's initializing and getting ready to do its thing. And of course that takes a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and advance that as well. There we go. Now we've got our familiar installation dialog. Installation language English. I like English, so I'll take that and go ahead and hit next. And I want the English language for the application, so I'll hit next. And I'm going to leave these options exactly as they are and hit next one more time. Let's accept and confirm their license terms, hit next. And accept security and permissions, hit next. And then I get to my little summary overview, hit install one time and then wait patiently. I don't have to hit it 10 times. I don't have to do anything funky. It's just a bit of a slow starter, and there we go. Estimated time remaining 16 minutes. So I will go ahead and skip forward on that because I don't plan on trying to keep you entertained for 16 minutes. And here we go. We're closing in on the end of this thing. And wouldn't you know it, our Siemens software finishes installing and it wants to reboot our computers once again. So that's okay. We don't mind a bit. We'll go ahead and restart our computer. And that's pretty much got us for the installation. Now let's do one more piece. Let's do some updates, okay? So coming into the start menu here, Siemens Automation, and we're going to go down to the Totally Integrated Automation Updater. Okay, so that is here. All right. And I can either click this or be on the safe side. I can right click this and run as administrator. So that's usually the safe way to go in case you've got permission issues or anything like that, but I'm not going to worry about it. So let's just go ahead and run it normally to make sure it works. And this takes a little bit here, but this is going to scan for any updates. Meanwhile, take a look at these icons right here. I'm going to right click these, go into properties, come down here, and under compatibility, run this program as an administrator. And I did that for TIA Portal V15. I'm also going to do that for our S7 PLCSIM. So compatibility, run as an administrator. Okay, now anytime I click on these icons, these are always going to run as an administrator, which most of the time when somebody has any kind of problems with PLC software running on their computer, usually, not always, but more times than not, running as administrator solves the problem. Because oftentimes Windows security settings are set high or paranoid for some reason, and it doesn't allow the software to access network resources and drive folders and things like that that it needs to run. So meanwhile, our updater is still scanning. I'm going to go ahead and skip it forward a little bit. And here we go. We've got now, it's found some updates for us. it wants to update our multi-user server and our TIA portal v15. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the multi-user server. I clicked download, and sure enough, it's downloading. Now I live in Bolivia. This is a third world country by every standard. And the internet is, if this country is third world, I would say the internet is probably fourth or fifth world, if there is such a thing. So I'm definitely going to have to skip ahead while this stuff downloads and jump into the installation. The installation is going to look very familiar. Please feel free to skip through any part of this that you want, because for a lot of you, this is going to just be completely elementary. You know how to use a computer, so you really don't need to watch all of this. But for those who don't, here we go. So, familiar installation dialog again. I'm going to go ahead and hit next on the installation language being English. Modifier upgrade, that sounds good to me. I'll hit next. I want to keep it English. And this is installing update 3. Let's accept, confirm, hit next, and click modify one time. And there we go. It's a 10-minute run. And I'm going to go ahead and skip that forward. And there, successfully completed. So I'll go ahead and hit the button there. Installation finished. Great. Hit finish. And now I'll go ahead and start the download on this one. 3.19 gigs, which basically means that on my poor internet, that thing's going to be running until the cows come home. That'll probably take me a few hours. Fortunately, I can skip ahead again. I don't know where I'd be without that ability when teaching these, because I certainly wouldn't want to be doing 3-hour lectures. And there we go. Let's click install and get this thing installing. And it's probably going to be another 47-minute installation. Who knows? I've done this on another computer already, but I don't remember. I was kind of half doing this and half playing games on my phone at the time. All right, welcome to the setup. Let's go ahead and go. Hit next on our setup language. Let's take next on our default location, and it's going through an extraction. All right, we've got our splash screen. I think we're getting close to getting all this stuff set up and ready to run finally. Okay, installation language English, next. And we're going to leave this as default, not that it gives us a lot of options. Next. Accept and confirm. Once again, hit next. And accept the security. Yes, we like it. Hit next. Okay, and this one's going to take how long? 28 minutes? Not so bad, but still more than I plan on just sitting here watching it again. So let's skip this thing down towards the end. And there. One more restart of our computer and this thing is done. So that's it. Now we've got our software installed. We've got our software up to date. Now we're ready to actually start doing some of that cool stuff I was talking about in the beginning. So let's jump into some of that next.